Well, hey there everyone. It's Anthony, back with another video here on Single N Placing. Hi. Hope you're having a good day, weekend, week, month, evening, morning, overnight, whatever you've got going on. We're just out here doing a little walk and chat. Yeah. No, you don't need that. No, you don't need that. Come on. Yeah, we're just walking past the high school. School's back in session, so there's a bunch of kids running around. But yeah, we're going on a walk and chat, respond to some comments. Make sure to leave in the comments how things are going for you. Hope things are going well. It's been just a few days, a couple days since my last little catch-up vlog, but I think it's been 9 days since I filmed a responding to your comments. Today is the 20th of August, a Tuesday, and yeah, I've been watching a lot of stuff, just consuming a lot of content, DNC related stuff. It's going on right now, day 2, but I'm hoping to catch the keynote speakers after we wrap up today. But we've got a few hours until we get to that, so yeah, that's kind of what's going on with me. Work's going good, life's going good. Apollo seems to be doing well. It is a hot one today. It's mainly just the direct sun exposure. The actual temp isn't too crazy because we've had intermittent cloud cover today, but the sun's out in full force this evening. What is it? As far as diamond painting goes, like I said, work's going good, life's going good. I hope you're doing well. As far as diamond painting goes, whips, and we have a big update on this, and you're gonna also, if I don't annoy you already with how the things I decide to throw away, you're gonna really be annoyed. But whips, I have my Custom of Apollo, no progress. I've got Medi, no progress. I've got A Question of Reality, no progress. I think since the last time we spoke, maybe like half a section. And A Garden of Earthly Delights, my center panel piece, no progress. But Portrait of Mrs. Allen Bott, looking good. I have been working on that thing a lot. I'm over halfway done already, and it's been, I think I started that a week ago. Yeah, a week ago today. So in 7 days, I got halfway done. So you can see which kit I'm really enjoying. I'm loving it. There's a couple things that I want to fix, and the overall rendering is not perfect. The skyscrapers I'm pretty bummed out about, but I think it's still going to turn out okay. But I'm loving working with all the specialty drills. It's looking so good. So good. So yeah. But, big update. So I think I talked about it briefly in a previous vlog. That vlog that I mentioned it in has not been edited yet, and there's some stuff in there that I might end up editing out. I can't remember. I feel like I brought up something and I was like, well, easy there, Anthony. So I might have to clean that up. But I had mentioned that I was thinking critically about my ability to complete my cross-stitch conversion, which is that Moussenet Lob Mousse by Ernst Haeckel. And all the materials were from Jaded Gem Shop. And how I was really struggling with trying to decide what to do, to bail on it, to keep it, this, that, the other, and just figure out what I wanted to do with it, because it's too much. It's too much for me. I overcommitted, and I just don't know when I would commit. So I finished that vlog, and then, hold on. You go potty again? You good? And then the next night, I pulled down, that was just not yesterday, but the day before. Yeah. Pulled it down and got my laptop out with my cross-stitch conversion. What the heck is it called? I'm forgetting what it's called again, but you know, where you track your stitches. Pulled that back up, set it all up, got started on it, and I got, I'd say another few hundred drills down, and it took me forever just to get those drills down. And I was like, I could have finished Apollo. I don't know what's over there, but give it up, give it up, give it up. There's something he smelled in that yard. It wasn't the fox this time, but something, and he was determined to not let me walk forward. I looked at the time and I was like, I could have gotten a whole section, if not more, of Portrait of Mrs. Allen Bott done while I was working on these few hundred, like, little squares, you know, and I was just like, ah. So I kitted it down and it's gone. Tried working on it for another couple hours. I felt like it was just moving at a snail's pace, which is a lot of times how cross-stitch conversion works, depending on the complexity of the kit. But I just was not, I was not feeling it. I was already in the headspace of like, this is gonna take too long, but working on it for another night really solidified it. Like my normal diamond painting session, I'd be like, okay, 2 sections done, feeling good. And this, I was like, okay, I got 340 drills down. So I was like, you know what, enough's enough. So yeah, that one, I saved a lot of the spare of the drills. Certain colors I already had my spares of, so I didn't need to save them. But because there was so many colors in that kit, I almost have, for squares, the majority of DMCs set aside. I'd say I have probably about 300 drills of every DMC, almost. There's probably like 10 or 15 DMC codes that I'm still missing, but for other than that, I have like every color in square. Obviously, Diamond Art Club has decided to expand on their own color code range, so that will always continue to grow. But those core 400 or however many DMC colors, I think I'm missing probably like less than 2 dozen. So that was really nice. Out of the quote-unquote waste of that project, that was really nice to have when all is said and done, is knowing that any kit that I have where a drill might pop off at some point in the future, I've got the color to swap for it. So that feels good. But yeah, it was a bummer. I unrolled the canvas and it's so huge, and I was like, this would look so good when it would all be done. But I will be maybe in my 50s by the time I'd ever actually finish this. So it just doesn't make sense to keep it around for that long. Maybe to other people it would, you know, oh, I have a kit that I've been working on for 5 years and it's just something I pick at. I get it. Not everyone would have made the same choice that I made, especially after spending that much money on it. But it feels like I have like that weight or that thing hanging over me gone now, which is really good. So other than my drills for one other cross-stitch conversion where I only have the drills and not the canvas, other than that, that's everything. That's all, at least that's everything that was hanging over me, like I don't know if I would do this or not. That was kind of the last piece. And who knows, I might get a wild hair and decide to kit down those other drills too, maybe in a year or so. But there's no canvas attached to them. It's just a box of drills sitting in the garage. So it's like, it's not hurting me. And the other project was not hurting me either, other than the fact that it had been started and I just hadn't touched it in over a year, you know. So it feels nice to know that now anything I grab will be something I'll be committing to and wanting to do. So it's a weird thing, and it was, you know, I did throw away a decent amount of drills out of that massive canvas because there was some colors that were a lot more than just a few hundred drills that I didn't have space for in my storage. But what's done is done. I won't do that again, so don't hate me for too long. And if I do get that project, or if I do decide, battery died. But yeah, if I ever decide to work on that image again or that artwork again, it will be as a custom, you know, a regular diamond painting and not a cross-stitch conversion. I was thinking about that some more as I was essentially throwing money away of like, what were cross-stitch conversions just kind of a flash in the pan thing for me, where it was like something new to me, so I was really jazzed and excited about, and now that excitement's kind of waned? I think so. I think so. I'm sure I'll pick one up again in the future, but yeah, I was head over heels for cross-stitch conversions there for like a few months, and I finished, it was pretty much after I finished Medusa and how happy I was with that. And that was massive too, so it wasn't just an idea that popped in my head and then I just, you know, flippantly threw it out immediately. Like I finished I think that was 90 by 170 by 90 or 80 by 90. It was a very big cross-stitch conversion, very detailed, and I loved every second of that. I had a blast, but just what I want to work on has shifted and changed, and I would rather just do a regular kit over a cross-stitch conversion right now if I had to pick, you know. So I think I'll still do them at some point in the future. I have the drills for one more project that I could still buy the canvas for and get started on it. So I'm not, it's not, I just don't want to sound like, oh, I convinced all these people to invest a ton of money in cross-stitch conversions. Anybody that did feel so inclined after I was like, I love them. And now I'm like, I don't like them. So, haha, like, no, that's not it at all. It's just, I just am not feeling working on one. Like, pulling the laptop up and then highlighting all the stuff and like, oops, I missed my placement. It's a fun puzzle, but I'm having more fun right now with my regular kits. And I'm sure that will change in the future. Who knows, next year you might be hearing a vlog where it's like, I am doing a cross-stitch conversion and I'm so excited. So I just do whatever. When it comes to crafting, it's like, I'm just gonna go where I feel like I'm having the most fun. And that's okay, because this is not a do or die thing. Do you want to try to get up on the dinosaur head? Will you do it? Let's see. Ready? Can you get up? Up. Good boy, up here. Good boy, nice. Okay, can you make it to this one? Can you make it here? Good boy, trust your steps. Good boy, trust your footing. Okay, next one. You got it. Right here. Right here. You can do it. Get those back legs off. Good boy. Now put the back leg here. This one here. You got it. He doesn't want to move his back legs. You did okay. That was medium. That was medium. You did okay. Let's get you some water. But anyway, so yeah, just wanted to give you a status update. You won't be hearing me talk about that cross-stitch conversion as a whip because I don't have it anymore. I just have, oh my gosh, that's the wrong button. That just sprayed my feet. Where's the button for the dog bowl? Hold on. I don't see a button for the dog bowl, Apollo. Is it this? Yeah, there we go. That one just sprayed my feet, I guess, if you've got like sandy feet or dirty feet or something. That was weird. Good boy. Oh, thirsty dog. I love that they have these all over town so he can get a drink. Yeah. Especially when it's hot like this, huh? Need some more? You thirsty boy. Oh my word. Were you dehydrated today? I'm sure your water bowl was full. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to give everyone a status update on that. Sorry. Ooh, snake. That was a little one. Oh, gosh. Apollo goes for it, and then he like gets really scared and he like freezes. He's like, "Oh wait, what am I doing?" Like, uh, his his sense of self-preservation kicks in after a second. He's like, wait, no, I'm scared." So yeah, status update. You won't see it. You won't see it being mentioned as a whip anymore, which I hope everyone's okay with. There is that a person? No, it's a mannequin. I think, yeah, it's a mannequin. There's a mannequin sitting on this porch with like a top hat on and like a cane sitting on that porch, like an old man. And I was like, is that some guy wearing a top hat? And then I was getting really freaked out, like, is it a mannequin? And then it would turn its head, but no, it is a mannequin. So let me just say it a sixth time. Yeah, won't be popping up on the whips. And then as far as what I have kitted up, not started, I have Inner Garden by Yume Art and Diamond Art Club. I believe that is my only kit that is kitted up, not started, which is kind of wild. That it's been the only one sitting around for so long. I should just start putting drills down on it so I can start calling it a whip, because that will have me at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whips if I incorporate that. Is that right? 1, yeah. So yeah, and I guess I have been working a lot on Portrait of Mrs. Allen Bott, but it feels like I haven't been diamond painting that much just because that's the only kit I've really been working on over the past week. Is just that one kit. So usually I'm like, all right, finish section of this, now switch over and do a section of this. Okay, finish the section of this. I'm always swapping between projects, but I'm so wrapped up in the enhancements of it all for that Portrait of Mrs. Allen Bott that's like, it feels like I haven't been diamond painting that much. I have, and clearly I have, because it's over halfway done in a week. And I don't remember the size of that kit. I'd have to look it up, but I'm not going to. So yeah, that's everything. Apollo's doing good. We went on a hike the other day with my buddy Alex and his fiance MJ and Maverick. We went on a hike up near Boulder, and it was super duper hot. We were all just sweating our faces off, and the dogs were super hot too. And so we had to keep stopping and getting them water and letting them hang out under the shade. So we finished that hike / walk, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go hang out at Boulder Creek in Boulder." And I was like, that does sound like fun, but this dog is panting more than I've ever heard him pant. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to Sonic Drive-In and get him a large cup of ice, because he loves they have those little like pebbly soft ice. He loves it. In fact, I might take him and get him some today. He'll eat that and just either eat it out of the bowl in the car. I'll pour some in a bowl, or if I take it home, I pour it into his dog bowl, and he just eats it like treats or like food, just crunching on ice, and he just lays there like, ugh. I'm like, yeah, it's nice and cool, huh, buddy? So I was like, no, I mean, the creek will cool him off, but we'll still be out in the heat. I was like, we did about 4 miles. I was like, this was enough. So I went to Sonic, got him some ice, and we came home, and he just parked in front of the AC downstairs and just chewed on ice all afternoon. So he did that while I hung out. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, let's get through some comments. I want to at least get a couple done. I'm not trying to marathon it today necessarily. We'll see how far we get, but let me pull it up here. Da-da-da-da. Scrolling, a bajillion comments scrolling. But keep them coming. We'll have plenty once I get back into the swing of things next month where I'm filming these like a couple times a week. I'm hoping we'll really knock some out. Okay, so going back to my unboxing of Spider-Man and Friends from Diamond Art Club. Mia says, I like the Marvel Spider-Man movies, but this painting would never end up in my stash. Yeah, me either normally, but I think it came in a mystery box from Diamond Art Club. So yeah, I was talking to a coworker the other day. Was that even? Yeah, it was yesterday. I was talking to her about diamond paintings because we were just talking about artwork and stuff. And she's like, oh, my sister-in-law might want a diamond painting, but she likes more feminine, girly, like pink stuff. And I was like, oh, I got you. And I showed her like Rose Library from Ivy Dollamore, and then the fairy, it was like the fairy tea party from Ivy Dollamore, and like a couple others that I have that are more like pink focused. She's like, she would love either of those. I'm like, okay, well, when I get to them, I will pass one over to you and you can give it to her. And she's like, okay, cool. So yeah, typically, yeah, I wouldn't be a Spider-Man person either, but I was telling her, yeah, some of the ones that I have that I'm not super into, but I'll do them, came from mystery boxes. And I was like, lesson learned, don't let the allure of a mystery box drive you in. And she's like, when I hear mystery box, I hear things that nobody's buying normally. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. So yeah, and thank you for the comment. Mia goes on to say, in regards to my unboxing of Petals Fall, another really pink kit, but I like that one. Says, I've seen her done as is, but I can't wait to see her with your upgrades. Oh, thank you. Then going back to my wrap-up of Primrose from Alphonse Muka, TX Laura says, I appreciate your very clear review. I understand that a company could have quality issues, but most importantly, how did they handle it? I hope they took your very constructive feedback to heart and attempt to make it right. I hope so too. I know other people from what some other comments that I read, other people have reached out to the shop specifically about that kit. So I do hope so. I do hope so. And thank you for the comment. Back to my unboxing of Spider-Man and Friends, Yvette Sutton says, wow, if only I wasn't in the UK, I'd snap this straight up for my best friend's autistic son who is obsessed with Spider-Man. Great pick. Oh yeah. Yeah, if there is ever anyone, and I've thrown this idea around a couple of times, it just doesn't seem to get that much traction, which I understand. But if there are people in the local area that, like Denver metro area or even Colorado, that you hear me talk about, oh, I don't know if I'd ever do this kit or something like that, you can message me and I will try to arrange something locally. I just am not huge into shipping stuff. I don't like it. It's too much fuss. But I'm happy to meet you somewhere or deliver it. I actually met a subscriber / watcher of the channel last year for one of my D-stashes. They lived here locally, and so we just met at like a mall. And I was like, here's your paintings. And she was like, okay. And that was that. So I don't mind that. And I also wouldn't mind if someone wanted to meet up for like coffee or meet up at like a rec center or something to diamond paint. So we'd have like a room. I would love to do like a little mini meetup, not a, what do they call them? What are those called? Convention? What is it? A retreat. Not a retreat by any means, but just to hang out. I did them a lot when I did skincare. It's how I met MJ, Alex's fiance. That's how I met her, is a skincare meetup. And then I introduced her to MJ, and now they're getting married. So I'm no stranger to doing like meetups and stuff. We would talk skincare and exchange products and stuff. So I'd be happy to do that for diamond painting too. And I've thrown that idea out there a couple of times, but I think I get the feeling, and this is just from my own personal experience and me personally, that sometimes us diamond painters like to do our own thing, you know? And so the idea of meeting up in a big group is like, oh, or even one-on-one is like, oh, I'm super introverted. One of my coworkers diamond paints, but she told me, because I told her, I was like, you should come down and look at my diamond paintings and if you ever wanted to diamond paint together or set aside a conference room, you know, for a lunch break or something. And she's like, I love the idea of that, but I'm super introverted. And so I'm even nervous just going down and looking at the stuff that you've completed and talking. Like, she's that introverted. I forget what her role is in the organization. I'm sure it's some kind of individual contributor if I had to guess. But yeah, I haven't ever met her in person. So, but yeah, anyway, thank you for the comment. And then Chocolate Diamonds, responding to my vlog episode 123, says, hi Anthony, I'm enjoying another of your videos. Colorado is beautiful. My son lives in Denver and I visit a lot. He's taken me to some of the places you've shown, like the Stanley Hotel. Oh, and the Garden of the Gods is stunning. Anyway, keep them coming. Thank you, I appreciate it. And then I don't know if that was before, that must have been before my updated trip to Estes Park and / the Stanley, so I hope you enjoyed that one too. Let's cross. Then going to my unboxing of Spider-Man and Friends again. Moonmakes says, I'm a big Spider-Man fan, so I've been thinking about getting this one actually. I just tend to think about wanting to display all my pieces and I'm not sure where in my future home merch would fit in. Prefer some more artsy pieces made by specific artists in certain color schemes. Yeah, for sure. That's another thing with that is I'm also not a merch person. I used to be when I was younger, when I'd go to like Comic-Con and stuff. And most of the stuff I liked, like Comic-Con, I went there because I loved Bob's Burgers. And there was some other stuff I really liked, so I wasn't really into the comics of it all. I was more there for like some of the TV shows. But I had some merch, like I have a Bob's Burgers sweatshirt and, that's a story for a different day, but there's a content creator here on YouTube who you know very well. Obviously we didn't know each other back then, but I went to Bob's Burgers live back in like 2015, I want to say, 2016. In LA, they would do like a live reading of one of the episodes and like a whole bunch of cool stuff. So I went to Bob's Burgers live, and there's another content creator here on the channel. As we were getting to know each other, we found out that we were at that same event on this, maybe not on the same night. They did it 2 nights. We might have been on a different night, but I'm pretty sure when we were talking, we confirmed that yes, we were in the same auditorium watching the same show together 9 years ago. We didn't know each other back then, so I thought that was really cool. But anyway, but I got a bunch of merch from that too, and so I have it in a box. I don't display it. I have like posters and stuff. And I also have all my stuff from Cedar Point, my poster and my pin and all my wristbands that they gave me. I have all of that stuff sitting in the dining room because I want to make a shadow box with all of that stuff in it. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I will display that though. I will display that. Anyway, thank you for the comment. All right, we've got a few comments in regards to my vlog, episode 124. Jolly Roger says, you're such a good daddy. Did you hear that, Apollo? You better be nice to me. Thank you. Kia Kurisman says, Thai. I think I was asking if I should get Thai or sandwiches that day. We ended up, forget what we didn't do either. I forget where we ended up going. Oh, so I got back to the house. Joe stated that he wasn't hungry. So it was just Maddie and her friend, Katie, right? Yeah. So we just went and got pizza together, the 3 of us, and Joe stayed home. Chocolate Diamond says, wow, Philadelphia and New Jersey, you'll be in my neck of the woods. Sandwich. Yeah, the upcoming wedding, I will be in Hazleton, Pennsylvania next May, end of May. Hazleton, PA. Then K9 Mama says, Thai, thank you. Then going to my unboxing of Wishing Tree by Yume Art. Jolly Roger says, ooh, I love all the blues in that. Yes, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. That's another one I'd love to get started on sooner than later. I want to start on all of them, to be honest. Then we have KY Philly Diamond Painting More. That is a name. Says, absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate the comment. Do you think you... I don't want you to jump up there because it's all full of weeds. I was going to see if you could launch that high. Then Marty Bergman says, wow, that is so cool. This is in regards to my trying, not in the street, sir. Not in the street. I don't care if there's smells. This was in regards to my trying the mica method, cleaning up my, gapping featuring Jaded Gem Shop. So that was the mica method video that I did with Senorita. Marty Bergman says, wow, that is so cool. I'm working on a sunflower canvas right now and have been wondering how this process was done and how well it actually worked. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, of course. Thank you for watching and thank you for commenting. I believe, gosh, that must have been, what, about 8 months ago, 8 or 9 months ago, maybe even longer that I did that. And now it is hanging up at my friend Dom's house because she purchased it from me, which was really cool. Then we're going to back to my vlog episode 124. We have, hold on. Apollo, do you want to turn down this way? We're just kind of zigzagging through the neighborhood right now, which is fine by me. Because one way that we go, we're going to get road noise. The other way, we're going to have to cross a bunch of bigger streets, and I'm trying to avoid that. And this is up and downhill, so I'm getting more exercise, I suppose. So yeah, going back to my vlog episode 124, Lisa, hi Lisa, says, Ty, most definitely. I took my almost 7-year-old granddaughter on the 4-hour drive to Hershey, PA last month. If you go, you won't believe how yummy it smells. Even about 10 minutes out, oh, does it smell like chocolate? Speaking of my granddaughter, she came up to me whilst listening to you and diamond painting yesterday and said, when he's done talking the dog, walking the dog, can we play Barbies? I asked her who, and I was feeling confused, and she goes, Anthony and Apollo, Mimi. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, we'll have to keep our dog walks shorter. That way you get to go play Barbies faster. That is so cute. That is very adorable. Tell her I said hello. Hi. You didn't list her name, which you don't have to, but hi. Hi, Lisa's granddaughter. Okay, cool. And then Lisa Noof, which way do you want to go? Should we turn? We've got a lot of pedestrians today. Should we turn again? You're getting a really, really good look at the whole neighborhood, huh? Lisa Noof, hi Lisa, says, hi Anthony. So you sprayed Apollo's butt with cologne and your friend said he smelled really good. Was she sniffing the wrong end? Sorry, that just hit me funny. Thanks for the walk today. Yeah. I don't know if she was necessarily sniffing that side of him. She might have just been hugging and cuddling him and got a whiff, but yeah, maybe. His butt is very fluffy. That's funny. Oh man, okay. Let's keep going. Let's get to the top of this hill. I know it's hot. He's looking at me like, dude. There is a really interesting, I believe this is an alleyway, but it's not paved. Let's find out. Let's get lost. And then Mia goes on to say, always Thai. I love most Asian food. If you ever come visit me, we have to go to one of my favorite restaurants. It's Mongolian barbecue. Oh, I love Mongolian barbecue. I could eat there once a week without getting tired of it, but David isn't a big fan of the place. As me, plus going to a restaurant here in Denmark isn't cheap. Well, not much is compared to US. Yeah, I'm sure it is. This doesn't look like an alley. This just looks like just shared property because it goes right up into someone's backyard. I mean, it does start into a driveway, so I'm guessing this is technically an alley, but it feels weird because it's not paved. We'll go the other way down this more legitimate alley. Yeah, I'm not sure what the price difference would be between here and the US. I feel like for us, everyone is, I mean, that's just a big concern for a lot of people right now is like cost of food. And we definitely feel it at restaurants, but certainly with groceries, there's a lot of times where going out to eat is far cheaper than purchasing from the grocery store and cooking it yourself. Might not be as healthy to eat out, but like let's say if we were gonna make a pad thai and I needed to go buy all the stuff to make pad thai, we'd be spending significantly more on the groceries for that than just going and getting it. But I'd say Mongolian barbecue here, if we're going to a place that's kind of like an all-you-can-eat scenario, you're looking at $30 US. If it's one of the places where it's just a single bowl, because here Mongolian barbecue is set up almost like a buffet. So there's like buffet tables and stuff with your cold foods. So you go down the line with your bowl and you put in some noodles, some veggies, your proteins, you pick a couple sauces, and then you hand the bowl of cold items to an employee, a chef, that is at this big round flat top, and they just dump your cold ingredients onto the flat top and they start cooking them for you. And they might add some more sauces or some more seasonings as you're standing there watching them. They'll be like, did you want this spicy? Did you want to add this or that? You tell them what you want, and then they cook it up for you. They grab a different bowl because, you know, raw meat was in the old one. Grab a new bowl, pop your cooked stuff in there, throw some chopsticks and sriracha and soy sauce at you, and off you go. So that's how they do it here. Some places it's just one bowl, one trip around the loop, and that's, let's say $18, $15 to $18 US. But there's other places where you can do that as many times as your stomach can handle. You go up and around and up and around, eat as much as you want, and those are probably, I'd say, 30 to 40 US for the unlimited. So it's such a weird thing, like restaurant prices, because I feel like the prices have increased for sure, especially like certain fast food restaurants and stuff. I'm like, when did a sandwich become so pricey, you know? But there's other places that I go to, and I think it's just because I maybe earn more than I did, obviously, when I was younger. I don't know what it is, but like, we'll go to like a nice restaurant. Like the other day we went to that Asian fusion restaurant, and I was like, okay, lobster fried rice, 25, 26 bucks. That sounds reasonable. I mean, it is lobster, but I don't know if maybe 5 years ago I would have been like, 20, what, for rice? I don't care if it's got gold in it. You shouldn't be charging that much. But to me now, it doesn't seem too crazy. But yeah, prices, I mean, that's a common concern for everybody, is just the cost of everything is up, and it creeps up. I've found, I went grocery shopping the other day, and before I even left the house, I used to just go buy what you need, and that's that. But the other day before I went, I sat down on the app for the store and like scrolled through all of the coupons and took a look at all of their ads and built my shopping list based off of like where I could get deals. And that's how I bought my groceries. So there were certain things that I wanted, but I was like, no, I'll wait until they're on sale, you know. But I got a pretty good cart of groceries. I got all the things I was like desperate for: milk, some breakfast foods, some snack stuff, yogurts, lots of drinks, some Celsius energy drinks, and a couple other just pantry things. It was like $70, and I felt pretty good about that. But it would have been so much more had I not gotten all the discount coupons and stuff. So anyway, all right. Well, thank you for the comment. Then we go to my unboxing of Wishing Tree again. We've got Lisa Noof saying beautiful. Thank you. Graham Cracker says thanks for doing the pan over, of course. And Michelle Bryce says this is breathtaking. Yeah, thank you for watching. I really love that kit. It's a lot of fun. Or it will be a lot of fun, I should say. Let's go this way. Oh, we've got a little futon out here in the yard. Okay. Then going back to my vlog episode 124, Artemis Dream says Thai over Jimmy John's, but I would have gotten it to go. Yeah, I need to figure out dinner. I have some snacky stuff, but I don't have like a full dinner meal set for tonight. And Thai does sound really good because I can usually get 2 or 3 meals out of my Thai food from Thai Gold. Like I'll get their drunken noodles and that's enough to feed me for like 3 meals. And then I usually get a soup with that too. Maybe. That might have to be the item of the day. And then we've got my vlog episode 123. Thank you for that, Artemis Dreams. Sabine Swiss has 2 comments. Says, it is just so nice to hear that you're doing fine and seem to be happy. I am. And then they go on to say, I love the Conquerors. I'm currently doing Ring Road Iceland Challenge. Love it so much. Oh, nice. I found somebody else that's doing the Conqueror challenges. You'll have to let me know if you end up listening to this. If you ever want to be part of a team to do one together, a joint challenge, let me know. And I'll see if Jeffrey over at, oh my gosh, Jeffrey over at Echoes of Color might want to join in too, because he does them as well. Then my vlog episode 124, Alley Cat says, now that Apollo has all these great scents, too bad YouTube doesn't have Scratch and Sniff. Happy for you and Jade for the Mooka collection, but I myself are a bit bummed as my painting is already ordered. It's shipped and it should be getting in on Friday. Jade's traditional rendering of Zodiac in the 80 by 110 size with glimmer and crystal drills. Ooh! I'm all ready for Mooka Mania. Yay! Yeah, I'm all ready for it in the sense that I've already started on my kit because I know that I won't have enough time in those 2 months to do that whole thing. Especially now that Portrait of Mrs. Ellen Bott is kind of taking up my Mooka time. But yeah, I'm hoping to have it done by the end of the year for the event. So, yay! Mooka Mania! Mooka Mania! So yeah, yay! And then Alley Cat goes on to say, Thai all day definitely beats a sandwich. Yeah, it depends on my mood. Like if it was like 105 degrees out, I'd probably pick a cold sandwich over a hot bowl of noodles. But when it's cool out, or I gravitate towards Asian food just by default as well. I had sushi for lunch today. Yeah, I'd probably do Thai if it was like cooler out and I wanted something comforting. But even today, it's not like crazy hot and I would consider it today. So, yeah. Sabine goes on to say for this vlog, oh, I would definitely go for Thai. Maybe I'm having Thai tonight. I really should. Thanks for the great idea. Yeah, of course. Thank you for watching and thank you for the comment. Okay, and then we've got my vlog episode 125. Mia says, hey boys, maybe you just prefer your Mookas hand rendered or at least touched up like Jade does. It is a possibility. I love watching Apollo in the water. It's hard to imagine that it was just a little while ago he wasn't safe around water and now he is splashing and swimming like there's no tomorrow. I know, my baby, my little baby. Okay, we've got a red light. That means we should hustle. Yeah, he's becoming a big old dog. He's just a giant fluff butt now. But yeah, last year I had to really coax him into even getting in the water, and now he's just wee. But my roommate Joe and my buddies want to go camping this weekend, and at first I was really into it, but now the more I think about it, I'm like, it would be fun, but my experience when we went camping last time was a lot of fun. I did have a lot of fun, but I spent a lot of time away from the group because I wanted to take Apollo for a hike and get him exercise and go, do the things that we do. But camping for my friends is exactly that. You sit around the fire, you drink a ton, you hang out, you eat a bunch of food, and you just kind of sit and listen to music and jam out and drink. And that is fine. But I want to be moving and hiking and taking Apollo out and enjoying being out in the outdoors. So I find that I'm just walking around alone by myself most of the time anyway. But we don't really ever go hiking near like bodies of water. They just kind of find a space. which is also okay. But I want to spend time with my friends. But I also, if I'm going to go out and do that, I want to be like near a creek, near a lake, so he can splash around and have fun, and we can have some really fun hikes to go on, and I can vlog and stuff. And so I feel like I've already done the one sit around camp. So now I kind of want to do a different one. We'll see where they pick to go camping. But if they pick some place that's just, it's just a spot to, set up shop and hang out, I might sit this trip out and instead go to Pikes Peak or go back to that reservoir so we can swim some more or something like that. I haven't decided yet. But my buddy Joe, he's much more interested in camping, and a couple of our friends are. They're more apt to go camping because they have full-on campers. So they have a bed and everything. And so their comfort level when they go camping is much higher than someone like me that's just got the tent, And I don't mind tent camping. I definitely feel it now in my old age. When I get up off the ground, I'm like, ugh. I typically don't sleep super well when we camp. I don't mind doing it, but I don't know. I'm just kind of like, we did our couple camping trips this season. I'd rather spend my weekend doing a day trip up into the mountains and doing a super long hike, maybe a swim or something, and then come back and sleep in my own bed, Or if we are going to go camping, I want to find a spot that is next to a lake or a body of water or something. That way we can splash around and cool off, instead of just sitting in the heat. Like one of Maddie's brother, I think, has a dog, and the entire time, everyone's drinking and hanging out and just chit-chatting around the fire, and it's hot, and that dog was just sitting there panting in the dirt the whole entire trip. And I'm like, wouldn't it be nice if we were next to a river or a lake so these boys and gals could be splashing and playing around? But that's not the focus. The focus is finding a spot where we can get as many people in there as possible. And the focus is on the humans, which again makes sense, but I'm more like, well, what's Apollo gonna do to have fun, So anyway, but yeah, I'll be taking you all on some more little trips, hikes and stuff throughout the rest of the summer, and then we have our September trip coming up. So you'll have plenty of content for that too. So yeah, sorry we're next to the busy road, but we're headed back to the house now. We didn't do a super long one. And thank you so much for the comment, Mia. As always, I appreciate it. Hup, hup. Good boy. Okay, down. Can you do all of them in a row? Hup, hup. Nice. Okay, next one. Hup, hup, hup. Good boy. Okay, next one. Hup, hup. Good boy. Woo. Okay, next one. Hup, hup. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Come on. Come on. Hup, up. Okay, good boy. Good boy. Okay, we're going to cross the street here, and then we'll cross again so we can get away from the traffic. It is almost 6 o'clock p.m., so it is like prime traffic time. So, yeah. Thank you, Mia. Then we have, going back to my vlog episode 124, Barb Paisley says, "Hi Anthony, your comments have allowed me to be comfortable preferring rounds to squares." Oh, nice. I may be 40% done with my Summer with the Masters kit. John William Waterhouse Psyche, entering Cupid's Garden. I love that image, that painting. It's a square and it's a big one, at least for me. Trying not to get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. Just take it in little pieces, little chunks. If you haven't already finished it, I forget if you have. Little pieces, pace yourself. But yeah, there is nothing wrong with liking round drill canvases. I typically try to get them in the biggest sizes possible if I'm getting it from Jaded Gem Shop. If I'm getting it from Diamond Art Club or elsewhere, I just trust that they have hand charted it and rendered it right and picked the right sizing to make sense for us for a round. But I prefer rounds at the end of the day. They're just easier to work on. They're more forgiving when it comes to gapping and like placement issues. And when it comes to DP with sparklers, I personally think there's more options for enhancement drills, for round drills or round kits, than there are squares. I will always do square kits, especially if it's a more technical painting. And I will usually do an Old Masters in a square, unless for whatever reason I feel like I can get away with a round. So there's always going to be square kits in my stash, and I will continue to buy them. But if I can find it in a round and I'm happy with what it looks like, then that would be what I would prefer. So yeah, let's do one more question. We've got my vlog episode 125. Lisa Noof says, "Hey Anthony, looks like Apollo had a blast in the water. I love the photos at the end, especially the one of Apollo on a tree stump. He's such a handsome boy." Yeah, I was trying to get him to get up on the tree stump so I could do like a really cool photo of him like perched on it, and he wouldn't. He would jump on it, so his butt was always facing me. So then I tried to keep him up there. I'm like, "Apollo, look at me." And instead of churning, like wouldn't expect him to turn around on the stump. That'd be quite the feat. But he just turned his head around and kept his butt pointed at me. And I'm like, "Hey, what the heck are you doing?" But that was a really fun hike. We should go back up there so I can hike some more around that area, because it is really cool. They just had a certain part of the trail closed off, or a part of the trail closed off at a certain point, so I had to turn around. But it was nice and cool up there. Apollo loved the water. Maybe we'll do that this weekend. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll tell Joe, "Hey, I know you're still trying to decide on where to go camping. Might I suggest near this reservoir?" And they're like, no, we're not into that. We have a whole, because it's usually we have a whole situation planned. You're either in or you're out, and I'll just be like, I'm gonna go ahead and be out this time. Sorry. But yeah, that's that. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. I don't know what to say to that. I guess we can go look, I guess. She's like, "Did you know that there's a fire around here?" And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Yeah, it's up on Lookout Mountain in 6th, which is, I mean, it's not far from here, but it's not close." I don't know. Based on those coordinates, I don't think we're in danger of the town burning down. But she seems very adamant that we should be aware. She's like, "You need to get on 9 News. I can show you." I'm like, "No, I'll look it up." She's like, "Okay, well, tell everyone you know I'm going door to door." And I'm like, "Okay, okay." It's, I guess there is a chance that it could spread all the way down the highway and down the mountain and into town, I guess, but we haven't gotten any sort of evacuation notice. That looks like a cloud. That also looks like a cloud. Maybe it's over there. I don't know. I don't see any. Yeah, okay. All right, ma'am. I appreciate your concern and you're wanting to be a good neighbor and letting people know, but I don't think we're gonna burn to death. Maybe, who knows. Anyway, we're back at the house. That was a little weird, but thanks so much for that last comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content with friends, family members, anyone that you think might take some value out of it. Happy placing. We'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.